All right, all right. What's happening? Hey, y'all. Oh, man, what a relief. Okay, it looks like we're successfully multicasting, multi streaming, simulcasting. Yeah, okay, cool. Yesterday was super weird, man. I couldn't make it work, but I think we're good. Sweet. Hey, Wayne. Hey, Cameron. What's up, Joshua, Trisha? Nice to see y'all. What's up, Melissa? Okay. So, what was I wanting to talk to y'all about? Oh, last night I was briefly on Clubhouse again. I gotta tell you, you gotta watch out for that thing. It is very addictive. I got on there, was screwing around. The first thing I noticed, I don't know why it showed me these rooms. Like, I don't know if y'all have messed with this thing or not, but the first room I saw was what was the title of this? It's hysterical. It was You'll date a stripper, but you won't date a girl from OnlyFans. Why? That was the first room I saw. Naturally, I had to jump in there and see what the conversation was about. Didn't really make a lot of sense to me. Didn't quite understand how that whole ecosystem worked, but it was nonetheless hilarious for about 5 minutes. And then I jumped into another one. I think it was a room called Millionaires Helping Millionaires or something. I don't know. But someone asked me a question, and the question was a good one. And it was like on the spot. I didn't realize this about Clubhouse, but if you've been made a moderator of a room before and then you join that room like later, you're still a moderator and your mic is on. Thank God I didn't say anything dumb like normal, because as soon as I got on, they're like, "Hey Frank, what do you think about this?" I'm like, "What are you talking about, dude? I just got here. I was enjoying my time in the you'll date a stripper, but won't date a girl from OnlyFans discussion, and I'm fresh from that. So please fill me in on what's going on." So anyway, the question was like, what are the 5 most critical skills to develop to be successful in terms of marketing and I guess really growing a business? Because marketing in and of itself is pretty useless if you don't use it to grow a business. And I was on the spot and I couldn't think of 5 things. You don't want to not think of 5 things. You want to like think of a lot of smart stuff. But I only had 2 things that came to mind. So I'll share them with you because I think it might be helpful. So the first one is the ability to influence people on a one to many fashion, or in a one to many. Anyway, the ability to influence a lot of people at once. So one on one influence is pretty good, but one to many, way better. Okay, and so how do you do that? Well, you can, or first of all, let's talk about the mechanics of it. It can be video like this, it could be webinars, it could be stage presentation, or it could be the classic, which is written, sales letter. And sure, we could get into minutia, like it could be an Instagram post, a Facebook post, or whatever, but you get it, right? It's either you talking on camera or at people, or writing. So you got typing, talking. Those are the mechanics of it. Okay. And so now if you reverse engineer, well, how do you get good at it? The first thing folks always ask, and literally I got this like today several times, weird timing, is like, okay, where do I go to study this? What course should I buy to learn this? And my answer would be pick one. It doesn't matter. Because the thing that'll get you good at doing this thing is actually doing it. And I'll tell you a story. This is a true story. Years ago, 2000, I don't know, 14 or something. It's been a long time. I went to Miami and met with Grant Cardone. Never met him before. And my mission was to go down there and do a swap of knowledge. I wanted to learn about real estate. And I was like, I'll trade you some, information on real estate. If you'll give me some information on how to do that, I'll tell you whatever I can about marketing and stuff. He's like, all right, what the hell? Come on down. So I went down there, and it just so happened at the time he was holding this competition where people would submit YouTube videos of themselves selling a glass of water, and I can't remember the point of that. There was a reason behind it. I don't remember what it was. But he was like, "Dude, you're here. Do you want to help me be the judge in this thing? Because today's the day we pick the winner." I'm like, "Yeah, all right." It was to like find a good salesperson or something like that, because he's all about like sales and stuff. So I was like, "Yeah, sure, dude. I'll watch the clips and everything." So we're watching, and there's all these people, and there's this one kid on there. And the kid was pitching the glass of water, and he had broken his jaw. I don't know how he did it. I know the guy now. I should ask. No idea how he had broken his jaw. And he's talking like this, trying to sell this glass of water because his jaw was wired shut. And he's like shot this really awesome video on, the benefits of the water, which I can't remember. But I saw that dude and I was like, man, that kid is a born marketing person. He's not a salesperson. Don't mess with him in sales world. He needs to learn marketing. Like, who am I to tell some stranger what they need to do? But I saw it. I recognized the raw talent. So like a totally creepy person, I reached out to the kid and I was like, hey, this is weird. I'm a middle-aged guy reaching out to a 16-year-old kid, but I saw your video. I was there with Grant, and I think you have natural talent and this ability, and I would like to send you some books about marketing and advertising. He's like, oh, yeah, cool, okay. And I remember he called me Mr. Kern or something, which he doesn't address me by that anymore. Now we're friends. And, of course, obviously, he's not 16 anymore. So anyway, I'm like, okay, go tell your parents that a strange man from the internet wants to mail books to you, get their permission, because you know how weird it all sounds, and then I'll send you these books. He's like, okay, cool. And I'm like, seriously, dude, go tell your parents. I don't want them to think there's any weirdness going on. So he did. He's like, hey, mom, dad, this dude wants to send me these books. They're like, yeah, sure. So I mail him some books, and I mailed him like Dan Kennedy's Ultimate Sales Letter, Ogilvy, Confessions of an Ad Man, The Wizard of Ads, which I've never read, but it just looked cool. And something else, I forgot. Maybe Claude Hopkins or like some staples, and I was like, read these. So he gets them and he does. He's like, okay, I read them. I'm like, good Lord, you're kind of an overachiever. I didn't expect to hear back, I was just trying to be cool. And he's like, I read them, now what do I do? I said, okay, you know what, man? I want you to write a sales letter every day. And if you will write a sales letter every day, I'll read it. And then I'll go through it and I'll, tell you what to change about it and stuff. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, all right, good. I'm never going to hear from this guy again because nobody wants to write a sales letter every day. It's like going, hey, how do I get in shape? And the guy goes, well, it's real simple. You work out 4 hours a day every day and you don't eat a lot of crap. Anyone can do it. Like, no one's going to do that. Well, this guy goes and does it. All right. So I'm getting emails from him every day and he's writing sales letters for stuff. He wrote one for art. He wrote one for duct tape, like any random thing the dude could find, he would write a sales letter for it, knowing that no one was going to see it. He was just getting the practice, right? And so I'm like watching. By the end of the month, my man was like good. So good, in fact, that he came at age 16 to an event that I was holding and got clients. And some of the copy, incidentally, that he wrote, and I'm not at liberty, I don't know if I'm at liberty to disclose who and what, so I won't. Can't imagine why not, but still out of respect, some of the copy that he wrote still being used to this day in a business that did $30-something million last year. My man wrote it at the age of 16. What was his secret? He just did it, right? So the way you learn how to do the influential stuff of one to many is you just do it every day. And if you do it every day for like a month, you're probably going to be pretty good at it. I asked the dude to write me a letter one time. I was like, hey, man, will you do me a favor? I'm trying to create this private client group. I don't have time to write the letter. If you'll write a draft or something, I'll brush it up. An hour later, my man had a sales letter for me, and I used it to sell my private client group at $40,000 per person. Yeah, sure, I changed a couple things here and there, but not much, right? And so that's it. That's how you get good at that stuff. You just put in the dang work. It's like, who's my man? I love this dude so much. He's so cool. I quote him all the time. I was thinking about him this morning. Ronnie Coleman, former Mr. Universe. Or maybe if you're Mr. Universe, you're always Mr. Universe. I don't know. Anyway, I watched a documentary about him. Loved the dude. He had this saying. He goes, everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but ain't nobody want to lift these heavy ass weights. And then he looks at the camera and he goes, but I'll do it though. And the dude, 8 times. Mr. Olympia, Universe, I don't know. Mr. Coleman, I'm sorry that I'm messing up your title. No disrespect intended. Love the guy, right? So my man, Ryan O'Donnell is the kid's name, by the way. He's 20-something years old now. He went on to work for Dean Graciosi, learned how to run Facebook ads, figured out how to run YouTube ads, and now he works for himself and he makes a whole bunch of money, and he doesn't give me any of it. Should have hired that kid. He still would have gone off on his own, but I should have hired him. I didn't. But what a story, right? All he did was just do it every day. So that's thing number one. That is the skill, number one. Okay, the second one is focus. All right? So I'm just as guilty as anybody of like being easily distractible, especially in the world of social media, when all you got to do to like get a little hit of dopamine is pick this sucker up and see if somebody commented on something, and or if you're successfully winning the argument with a stranger about, who's bad and who's good or whatever. I get it, man. I'm just as bad, if not worse, than anybody else. But if one can develop the skill of focus, which is profoundly easier said than done, by the way, if you can develop that, then you're good. And God forbid you take that power of focus and concentrate it on for 30 consecutive days, learning how to influence people in a one-to-many environment. I'm saying that slowly to I don't mean it like one too many, like you've had one too many, but like you're one person influencing many people. That's what I mean. If you focus on learning how to do that for 30 days or so, you're going to be pretty dang good at it, man. One way to do it is to go live every day if you don't feel like writing, but just do it every day. So I got me a little system that I use for focus. All right. And here it is. And do with this information what you will. I'm no better than anybody else. I'm just telling you what works for me. Okay. So thing number one, I'm a little bit weird mentally. Got a ritual. All right. My day works the same every day. All right. So if I'm on my game, I'll get up. Usually I start waking up at 4:30, not like Jocko Willink style. I ain't working out or anything. I should be. All right. But I start waking up at 4:30 and I'm out of the bed by 5:30. At 5:30 in the morning, I'm in here. This is room 2 of a 2-bedroom pool house. The other room over there is just like a tiny little, like a room with a chair, and a fireplace. And I sit in that chair and I read some spiritual stuff, and I think about things. I do something that's called a prayer rule in Orthodox Christianity. I get my head right. All right. And then, all right, so for the rest of the day, I only do 3 things. Okay. I don't have like a giant to-do list. So take from this what you will. I'm not telling you how to run your life. Who knows? I'm just some dude, right? But I got this little system's working pretty good. I got my list of 3 things. Let me show you. Okay, so let's see. Is it showing that? Yep, there you go. Okay, so this is today's list, right? There were only 3 things on the list because my little brain here can't handle more than 3 things. It ain't gonna work. I was not kind to myself growing up. Started partying real hard at 15. Still do it a little more than I should. I'll take little 30-day breaks, but still, probably need a lecture from somebody. Okay, so I only got 3. Here's today, craft offer for bootstrap branding course. Done. Bam! Just shot and edited the sales letter for that thing. Video sales letter. Email list regarding the challenge, which incidentally I forgot to plug. It should be on the screen. Oh, well, it's not on the screen, but it was. What is it? Let'sLaunchYourBrand.com. If someone would put that in the comments, I sure would appreciate it. So I did that. Okay, that's 3 things. All right, and then go live. Doing that now. All right, that's it. When you got a to-do list, it's like 700 million things. You're going to drive yourself crazy. Now, okay, I've done all of these things, and if I really compress my time during the day, I could have, let me get out of here. Let's see. There we go. If I compressed all my time during the day, I could have gotten this stuff done by lunch or something. And then I'd have the rest of the day to do any other stuff I wanted to, right? But that's focus, okay? So however you find focus, that's the trick, okay? Another way to describe it is from, what's the book by that mean-looking Navy SEAL dude, not Goggins, but the guy I just mentioned, Jocko Willink, and the other guys from Echelon Front. Come on, man, I know y'all know this one. Anyway, they talk about prioritize and execute, right? You got 7 million things to do, prioritize and execute. Pick the top 3, make those 3 missions of the day, do them, you're good. Okay, and that's it. So those 2 skills, I think, man, it'll get you super far. If you want to learn how to influence people on a 1-to-many basis, by giving away cool content, being super nice and being as helpful as you can, and building your brand and a personal brand in the process, go to letslaunchyourbrand.com. Should be on the screen if you're watching, if you're listening. If I turn this into a podcast or something, this might make for a pretty good episode. Then type that in, assuming you do so before the 15th of January. That's a live challenge. Starts on the 15th of January, which is this Friday. Isn't today Tuesday? Anyway, pretty sure it's this Friday. And we're going to work together for 5 days. I'm going to walk you through how to find your who. All right, I'm going to walk you through how to find your message. I'm going to walk you through what to say, how to say it, and how to get it distributed all over the course of 5 days. We're going to do that for free. We're going to do it live. All right, man, I'm going to go. I'm going to get on Clubhouse for a minute, see what's shaking there. I kind of like it. Got a little bit of time. So off I go. Thank you all so much for tuning in, by the way. And cannot seem to find the end of the broadcast button. There it is. Okay. Take it easy.